welcome to the news update on AFRICUNIA television, bringing you updates from the African scene, the foreign scene, and the world of sports. I am Deborah Ezeh. We begin from Nigeria. President Muhammadu Buhari yesterday directed Minister of Education Adamu to resolve the lingering strike by the four university-based unions without delay and report back to him within 2 weeks. Sources privy to development said Buhari gave the directive after he received briefings from the ministries, agencies, and departments concerned. It was revealed further that Buhari also directed Minister of Labour and Employment, Chris Ngige, and Secretary of the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, to be a part of the team that should immediately resolve the face-off with the union. The three older unions are the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, the Non-Academic Staff Union of Allied and Educational Institutions, and the National Association of Academic Technologists. But in a reaction, ASUU said the federal government does not need 2 weeks to end the industrial action. Addressing journalists in Abuja yesterday, ASUU President Professor Emmanuel Oshodeke said the union is ready to call off the strike anytime there is a strong commitment by the government to sign and implement the renegotiated agreement is reached with the university lecturers. And now moving on, President Muhammadu Buhari yesterday unveiled a new Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, a development that is generating dissent among stakeholders. Though expectations are high, the Nigerians would now enjoy dividends from their oil resources after years of wasteful spending and management. Some stakeholders yesterday said that the new NNPC Limited may be nothing beyond a name change, while others envisage a new national oil company that would compete with likes of Saudi Aramco, now adjusted the most valuable in the world with market valuation of $2.43 trillion. Unveiling the new NNPC, Buhari still dwelt on the role of the company as a last resort, affirming that the company is mandated by law to ensure that Nigerians' national energy security is guaranteed. He expressed optimism that NNPC Limited will sustainably deliver value to its over 200 million shareholders and the global energy community, operate without relying on government funding, and be free from institutional regulations such as the Treasury single account. And still in Nigeria, latest epidemiological summary from the Nigeria Center for Disease Control confirmed 17 new cases of monkeypox in 12 states and 13 fresh incidents of Lassa fever in Ondo, Edo, Plateau, and Anambra. Now, the 12 monkeypox infested states are Ondo with 3 cases, Adamawa 2 cases, Bayelsa 2, Delta 2, Anambra 1, Borno 1, Edo 1, Gombe 1, Katsina 1 case, Kogi 1, Plateau 1, and Lagos 1 case. The center said there were 56 new suspected cases week 27, that's July 4 to 10th, from 22 states, including Katsina, that is 12 case, Gombe 7, Bauchi 5, Bayelsa 3, Ondo 3, Delta 2 cases, Edo 2 cases, Lagos 2 cases, Plateau 2 cases, Abia 1 case, and Anambra 1 case. NCDC noted that 3 deaths were recorded from 3 states, and their Delta 1 case or 1 case of death, Lagos 1 case of death, and Ondo also 1 case of death. The NCDC noted in total for 2022, 24 states have recorded at least 1 confirmed case across 99 local government areas. Of all confirmed cases, 69% are from Ondo, 30% from Edo, 25% and Bauchi, 14%. Now away from Nigeria, Algeria and Italy sealed approximately 15 major deals during a business summit between the two countries. A new contract on gas supply worth $4 billion was concluded. It aims to make the North African country the Southern European country's biggest gas supplier instead of Russia. Agreements in areas such as sustainable development, micro-enterprises and justice were also signed by the partners, all facilitated by a new law implemented by the Algerian government on foreign investment. And since the beginning of the war in Ukraine, Rome has increasingly turned to Algeria to reduce its dependence from Russia, as Algeria is Africa's biggest gas exporter and provides around 11% of the natural gas consumed in Europe. And now still on the African scene, the Executive Board of the International Monetary Fund (IMF) completed the third reviews under the 38-month arrangements under the Extended Credit Facility and the Extended Food Facility arrangements. The boards decided to allow an immediate disbursement of SDR 179.13 million, about $235.6 million US, usable for budget support, which brings Kenya's total disbursements for budget support to about $1,208.2 million US. Now, IMF board also approved a SDR 795.58 million, that is about $1,406.4 million US. Now, ECF arrangements for Tanzania with about $151.7 million to be disbursed immediately. In a statement, the IMF said that the 40-month financing package would assist Tanzania's economic recovery, address the spillovers from Russia and Ukraine conflict, help preserve macroeconomic stability, and support structural reforms towards sustainable and inclusive growth. We now go on a short break, and when we come back, it's updates making the rounds on the foreign scene. Stay with me.
Do you have a clue? The best bank for me and you, where the interest is nice and cool. AFRICUNIA day for you. Trust is our virtue, cause we make it all about you. Our great plans are open to you. All you need is to make a move. Ooh, AFRICUNIA bank will give you more. You know the interest in your fixed deposits, it's more. AFRICUNIA bank will give you more. And you never go like us, we always giving more.
And now welcome back on the foreign scene today. Russia President Vladimir Putin on Wednesday said Moscow did not see any desire from Ukraine to fulfill the terms of what he described as a preliminary peace deal agreed to in March. Putin, speaking to reporters in televised comments after a visit in Iran, said Saudi Arabia and United Arab Emirates were offering to mediate between Russia and Ukraine, which Moscow forces invaded in late February. There was no immediate response from the Ukrainian government to Putin's remark in the early hours of Wednesday, and Putin asked about a possible meeting with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. He said Kyiv had not stuck to the terms of a preliminary peace deal he said had been practically achieved in March, without elaborating. And moving on, a wildfire fueled by gale force winds ranged in the mountainous region of Penteli near Athens on Wednesday morning, burning homes and prompting authorities to order the evacuation of at least 9 areas and a hospital. Local media reported the fire had burned at least one house, but the fire brigade would not confirm the information. There were no reports of injuries, the fire brigade said. About 420 firefighters, assisted by 85 engines, were trying to tame the blaze, which was burning on several fronts by late afternoon. And more than 24 helicopters and planes earlier dumped water on the flames but had to halt operations at night for safety reasons. Now, still on the foreign scene, China reported 1,012 new coronavirus cases for July 19th, of which 150 were symptomatic and 862 were asymptomatic, the National Health Commission said on Wednesday. It was the first time the case breached 1,000 since May 20th, and that compared with 776 new cases a day earlier, 237 symptomatic and 539 asymptomatic, which China counts separately. There were no new deaths, keeping the nation's death count at 5,226. And China's capital, Beijing, reported one new local symptomatic case that had been recorded as asymptomatic a day earlier. No symptomatic cases were reported on the previous day. Beijing reported no asymptomatic cases for July 19th, compared with the one reported a day earlier. Shanghai reported 5 new local symptomatic cases compared with 4 a day earlier, and 10 local asymptomatic cases versus 19 the previous day, local government data showed. Now, away from that scene, onto the sports scene. Nottingham Forest have made a substantial offer to sign Ezeh Lingard and are in talks with its representatives. There was a growing feeling Lingard would choose West Ham as his next club. They too have a proposal and are waiting a decision. Lingard has other offers too from the Premier League and abroad, and is expected to decide soon where he goes next. The 29-year-old is a free agent after his contract at Manchester United expired on June 30th. And Lingard scored 9 goals and registered 5 assists for West Ham during a successful loan spell in 2021. He made 231 appearances for Manchester United in all competitions, scoring 35 goals. And finally, Chelsea are continuing talks with Sevilla over a deal for defender Jules Kounde, as Thomas Tuchel admits the club needs to make further signings. Chelsea have signed Raheem Sterling and Kalidou Koulibaly this summer, but it's keen to add another centre-back to his squad, having lost Antonio Rudiger and Andres Christensen to Real Madrid and Barcelona. Tuchel has been an admirer of Kounde for some time, having also been linked with the player in last summer's transfer window. Tuchel has also played down talk that Armando Broja is set to leave the club on loan this summer. Broja excelled during a loan spell last season at Southampton, but indications are he will form part of Tuchel's plans this term. And that concludes the news update on AFRICUNIA television. Do follow all our social media platforms on Jointum, Pangram.ct, Instagram, Facebook, and on Twitter in that respective order to stay connected and updated to news and other programs. You can also link us up on www.africunia.tv and by subscribing to our YouTube channel on www.youtube.com/AfriCunia TV. Once again, I am Deborah Ezeh. Bye for now.